Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I'm going to do a very special docutorial, as I call them, on the makeup brand Trish McEvoy. Now, she's a very fascinating woman and she's had an interesting life, and what I'm going to do is show you a little brief biography. Maybe it's about 9-10 minutes long, and then when the biography's over, I'm going to do a tutorial using all of her makeup. And I just wanted to comment on this. This is a book that she wrote and released this past year in 2017. It's called The Makeup of a Confident Woman: The Science of Beauty, the Gift of Time, and the Power of Putting Your Best Face Forward. This has got some incredible information and knowledge, and there's a little bit of motivation in here as well. I think it's a great book and I highly recommend it. Now, all of the links for the products that I'm using are below. Links to her videos, links to lectures she's given, links to her HSN demonstrations, and also links to her spa. I think it's a really cool brand. I would say it's probably one of my favorite brands that I have done in this series of docutorials. So finally, 6 months in the making, I'm finally able to upload it. I hope you all enjoy it. And first, let's start with the story of Trish McEvoy. The story of Trish McEvoy begins with this lady. Trish was born circa 1950 in Dublin, Ireland. She was raised by her grandmother in Berlin for the first 5 years of her life, and her grandmother owned a perfumery which also had cosmetics and skin cream. She grew up playing with jars and bottles of different creams and cosmetics, and she watched her grandmother wait on customers. She was introduced to the beauty of discovery of scent and the joy of the smell. She also learned about nails and mascara. As she colored as a toddler, she noticed when she pushed down hard on the crayon, it made a more prominent color and a stronger line. And when she went lighter with the crayon, it was smoother and softer and blurred the edges. But her favorite toy by far to play with in the shop were lipsticks. She often made up her dolls. When she was 5, her mother moved her to Versaille, France, where she learned a new culture for the next 7 years of her life. She marveled at her mother because she always took great care for her appearance. She wore makeup, she made sure her hair was perfect, and she had a trim figure for the stylish clothes of French culture. Struggling with finances, Trish's mom decided to move the family to America, the land of opportunity. They wound up living in Georgia, of all places, and Trish went to school there and graduated. She remembers fondly watching her mother in her white convertible driving all over everywhere. After graduation, Trish decided to get a job in a city, and she went to Richmond, Virginia, where she got a job at a large department store called Eyeliner's, and it was a beautiful, luxurious experience. She worked behind the Estee Lauder counter, and it was a natural environment for her. She loved waiting on customers and teaching them about makeup. She did really well in this venue, and she was promoted to trainer. Estee Lauder was a lot like her grandmother, a very strong and ambitious woman. The new promotion meant she moved to New York. There, she settled in quite well, and she made friends. And one of these friends set her up one day with a young man named Ronald Sherman. He was a dermatologist, and they had instant chemistry, fell totally in love, and they, to this day, have a very passionate relationship. They don't fight, she told an interviewer once. She knew when she met him, he would be the man she would marry. Now, Trish was teaching makeup artists, and the tools that they had to use at that time were very rudimentary and not very good. The brushes were very harsh and scratchy, and then there were just those sponge tip applicators or very poorly designed brushes. Trish had the idea to go to the art supply store and pick from some of the artist brushes and cut them down by hand into shapes and sizes that would work really well. Well, everybody she worked on wanted to buy sets of her hand-cut brushes, so she went to a brush factory and she had them create a line just for her. They created a line called Trish McEvoy Beauty, and at the tender age of 25, at the urgence of her boyfriend, Ronald Sherman, Trish McEvoy started her company just with brushes, and after a few years, she actually created some makeup items to go with it, and she made millions of dollars. Her boyfriend, Ronald Sherman, wanted her to combine with him to create a skincare medi-spa, which would incorporate skincare procedures and spas with a makeover and makeup and brushes, and kind of combine both of their talents together. It was the first of its kind. A year later or so, Trish and Ronald would marry. They caught the attention of several TV shows, and she made appearances on Larry King Live, The Oprah Show, The Today Show, and Good Morning America, where she was actually kept on staff as the beauty expert. She continued to teach classes, but this time it was for her own products, and she introduced the triangle of light procedure, a signature procedure she's known by. Clients would receive a face card, and she would educate them and empower them with compliments and hugs and tell them how wonderful they were. She did much more than just show people how to put makeup on. When traveling with Ronald to Italy, Trish spilled out her makeup all over the bathroom counter, and Ronald said, "You know, Trish, there's got to be a better way." And there was. This really inspired her to think about organizing things and pulling them together. And a Filofax, or a planner, a day planner, was a perfect way to organize all of your business needs and credit cards. So she started off by creating the emergency beauty card, which would incorporate several products into one small product, and then the Power of Makeup to Go kit, which had pretty much everything you would need for a quick face on the go. She released a book called The Power of Makeup in the early 2000s, and this book showed all about how to put makeup on, and it also showed ways to empower yourself. She divided women into 3 types: level 1, level 2, or level 3, and this was the type of woman who would put a small amount of makeup on would be level 1, didn't have a lot of time. Level 2 would be somebody who wanted to try a few more products and up the game a little bit. And then level 3 was the Kardashian level, where you could do full glam with false lashes and everything on a daily basis. This led to the development of the Makeup Planner. This is a signature item in Trish's collection, and she made it especially for people on the go. This was something you could carry, was convenient to travel, but it was also convenient to have in your home. It had a series of different plates that would open and contain different categories of makeup. You also had brushes in there and some skincare in some cases. The cases were developed in different styles and designs, but each contained everything you would ever need for a full face of makeup. It was the true power of makeup. Trish expanded her line to include many more color cosmetics, and she was featured in many nice department stores such as Nordstrom, Macy's, Neiman Marcus, and many around the world. Trish products are sold in Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Ireland, Italy, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, and of course in the UK. In 2012, Trish took her planner onto HSN, which is the Home Shopping Network, and she became a true star at that time. Introducing the planner and demonstrating makeovers, she became a hero, showing new techniques, her signature triangle of light, and the before and after photos made her a sellout popular star. To this day, she is still on HSN. She also has made up many celebrities, some more famous ones, Angelina Jolie, Dame Judi Dench, and Vanessa Redgrave, to name a few. With an expanded makeup line, on Trish's website you can find a plethora of other items as well, such as candles, lash enhancers, primers, and skincare, and of course, wonderful, beautiful scents. Trish released her second book, The Makeup of a Confident Woman. This book is actually more than just a makeup book. It's an empowering book about the science of makeup, about making time for yourself, and about applications, journaling. It's almost like a life coaching book. And of course, she goes into huge detail on her 8-step makeup lessons, which are very, very famous. It's a fabulous book. Nikki Tutorials. She's a beautiful young lady who is a popular YouTube influencer, makes many makeup videos. She started a fad known as the power of makeup, in which she would ask all of other people on YouTube to make a picture of themselves without makeup and also with makeup. This became a tag that went all over viral on YouTube, including, actually, yours truly did one. Too Faced Cosmetics created a special palette of cheek and eye colors and referred to it as the power of makeup. This actually caused a little bit of a stir in the Trish McEvoy corner because it was a direct infringement on her power of makeup theme that she teaches in all of her classes and all of her products. There was a lawsuit that was filed. This, by the way, is Trish without her makeup. Now, Trish has won many awards, trade awards. This is from the Girl Scouts, and many of her products, such as her water foundation and her eye lift, have won awards. She also continues to be makeup artist for big events. She continues to appear on television, and she actually has visited YouTubers to answer questions. She continues her HSN, and on her website you can even buy clothes pretty soon. But the real star of the Trish McEvoy line are the brushes. On a personal side, she has Oliver and Lucy for her fur babies. And Trish continues to be an empowering woman, an inspiring person, and one of the better people out there in the makeup industry. Trish is much more than a makeup artist. She's an incredible woman, very inspiring, and has empowered many with her talents, with her talks, and with her products. Trish McEvoy. She's a tremendous person, and maybe someday I'll get to meet her. I'm really quite excited about the story. So before I do the makeup tutorial, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the planner I have. And I picked this up, I think it was from the Trish McEvoy site itself. And this is the basic one. And the planner has ring binders, just like the day planners that we're used to. And instead of pages or calendars, they have little cases. And they open up and you've got makeup in them. There's also pouches here to put brushes or, in this case, there's a perfume in here, eyeliners, mascaras, things like that. And there's also on the other side a mesh bag that you can put the smaller items so you can track them better and they don't fall out all over the place. This is an amazing and remarkable invention, and I'm so grateful. And I want to thank Swoosbird out there for turning me on to Trish McEvoy products. Now, also included but not mentioned in the tutorial are some skincare samples, and there's an exfoliator, there's under eye pads, triangle of light eye mask, and there's also a weekly peel, and there's several samples of each of these included, along with several brushes. And I inadvertently gave my brushes away, either in a giveaway or to my granddaughters, and I apologize, I didn't use Trish McEvoy brushes, ironically, and they are the star players in her line. So without further ado, let's do this makeover. Hello, yes, this is the before. And what I decided to do is leave one side of my face blank without any makeup at all, and I'm just going to do one side of my face. I did do this when we had the Power of Makeup tag that Nikki Tutorials started, but I think that it'll be much more effective using Trish's actual makeup, and since she was the originator of the Power of Makeup theory, I think we're going to do that with hers and paying homage to her. I'm going to start off with just a face primer, and this is Paula's Choice. And face primer really is just to help keep your makeup from sinking into the wrinkles, and also to give it a little longevity. It's a shield between your skin and the makeup itself. You shouldn't be rubbing it in really tight, just lightly, making sure it fills in those little lines and pores. Just doing it on one half of my face because this is an untouched side. Bud refers to me as his Aunt Helen when I'm like this with no makeup. He's pretty good about that. The first thing I'm going to do is actually, for atmosphere and to make myself feel better, I'm going to use some of the perfume. And this is the Sexy number 9. Number 9 was John Lennon's big number, if you remember that. Okay, I'm just gonna put some around here. Pressure points. Somebody told me once that you should never do this or like this with a perfume because it breaks up the molecules funny. I don't know if Cindy told me that or what, but that is a Sexy number 9. Very, very pleasant. There is a blackberry smell or blueberry smell. It's kind of interesting. Blackberry smell. Okay, here we go. Now the planner includes directions on the 8 steps for the makeup. So it's kind of an 8-step makeup lesson. I'm just going to use the products from the actual planner. And I'm going to start with step 1. And step 1, she starts with the eyes first. So we're going to start off with brighten and prime the upper eye. Apply directly and liberally to the center of the lid. Press and blend up to the eyebrow and to the corners of the eye. And you can use one of Trish's brushes or your fingers. This is the eye base. Some people refer to it as an eye primer. And this is a doe foot applicator. I'm just going to put that right there. And then with the ring finger, and she insists on using the ring finger because it's actually lighter pressure on that finger when you press than any other, and you don't want to do any undue pressure on your eye. So that made a nice, see the difference? There's already a difference. So this is the eye base. Now this is the Trish McEvoy. It's a gel eyeliner in a pencil form, and one end is a kind of a sponge tip applicator so you can smudge, and the other end is the pencil which you can sharpen. And what she says to do, I'm going to get up real close here because I'm going to have to, is just go in between all the lashes on the underside. It doesn't hurt. A lot of us do a line all the way on the inside, and it they call it tight lining, and I guess it's kind of, you know, the same kind of a thing. You're just extending your lashes, making them a little bit longer. And now we're going to color. And by color, we're going to use the Eye Color Palette 2. And these are the colors here on this side. And there's a mirror here. These are the colors. And after dipping your brush into the color, always tap off the excess. Okay, I can do that. Okay. So I'm going to use some of this color here, which is a light color. Tap off the excess, and I'm just going to sweep it all the way up on the eye. Kind of gives a nice base. If you have a lot of discoloration, it's really nice for smoothing things out. Okay. All right. Now the next step is to shimmer light to medium all over the lower lid for instant glam. And I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use the shimmer, I think. And now we're going to put some crease color in. To the dark. And the number one thing she says is a mistake women make is they don't blend enough. They have to blend more. You see it? Blend it a little bit more. And you see I'm just going into the crease with the darker color and on the end. I'm going to use a little bit transition shade in between. I guess I did add a little of my own in there. Okay. I'm going to use a little of this white here and just go in a little bit of lightness right there. Now she likes to use a flat top. I'm going to put a little Fix Plus on this kind of slant top, and I'm going to go in with this brown. Kind of neat. And I'm just going to line. And take it down just underneath, and this is the kind of the brown shimmer color, more of a taupe. I'm going to take a little bit of this pink shimmer here. I'm just going to go just underneath the upper brow. So now I'm going to curl my lashes. About the count of 8 on each side, well, just on one side. This is Lash Curling Mascara in Jet Black. Here's the brush. I'm starting really close to my lid, And I'm wiggling back and forth and going up. Getting in between there. Now always after I use mascara, I like to go in with my 10 by mirror and just have a look to make sure I didn't smear any on my lid or under my eyes or anything. And I am going to do below. See the difference? So it isn't over the top. It's very natural looking and pretty. Now you can kind of smudge the line if you wish. And then the lash enhancement was step 3, which was the mascara. Now we're going to brighten and lift underneath the eyes. This is the eye lift, and this is a signature item for her. Trish kind of invented this whole triangle of light thing. So you're basically drawing a triangle. And then I'm going to take a brush, and I like to take, I'm just going to take this brush here, and you're just going to smear it out, or you can use your hands. You're going to see the lightness it brings to your face. And it really gives you a healthy, defined look. See already what that does compared to the other side. It wakes you right up. It's really neat. That is the triangle of light, and it's basically a triangle of the eye lift. You can use your fingers to do this, use your ring finger, or you can use a little brush. I happen to like this Real Techniques brush that's kind of slanted. Now we're going to create an even skin tone, which is the next step 5. And I have got the Trish McEvoy Even Skin Water Foundation. I'm just going to shake it up. I always shake up everything I get in a bottle or tube. Push down the button, turn, and you pour it. A few drops into, I do it into the palm of my hand. And then I take a beauty blender and I go all around right to the hairline. It really does even out your skin. A little line of demarcation here. It's killing me not to go on the other side. Don't forget to go down your neck and your décolleté. The next step is step 6, and it is face color. So you want to warm and define, which you are going to get a healthy glow with the bronzer, and then shape from the forehead to the temple to underneath. And this is her face color kit, which is part of the planner. It's got the little things there so you can clip it right into the planner. And I'm going to use a slanted brush for this. I'm just going to go into here. And I'm going right underneath the cheekbone and up to the top underneath the cheekbone, and then down underneath. Those jowls of mine are going to disappear, and I'm going to take this down the neck just to give a healthy glow the rest of the way. So this, this, and this. You're making a 3, or backwards 3, however you want to view it. We are highlighting next. That is the apply to the upper cheekbone, above the eyebrow, and to areas you want to illuminate. I'm going to use a small brush for this. Just going to go into here. You can see it's just a little bit of a glow there. And you can do that. So you have that illumination going on. We're going to brighten with a blush. I'm just going to use a blush brush here. Right on the highest apple of your cheek. Don't go past your eyebrow. Following her directions. Make a really healthy looking glow there. This is this side. This is this side. Now we want to mesh it all together. So we're going to use the setting powder. And we're just going to sweep it over so everything kind of blends nicely together. And this is a setting powder. So there's no definite lines between the colors. It just kind of all meshes in together. Get real close so you can see. So it doesn't look unnatural, it looks just like I'm healthy. And I think that's a great way to look. And I'm going to use eyebrow pencil. This is in real time. I don't have a mirror I can see very clearly, so I'm kind of doing this, I think, like she would want. You know, you're just taking time for yourself, but I don't have all the exact mechanical things I need to do what I need to do. And we don't always have ideal situations when we're putting our makeup on. Okay. Now the lips need a primer as well, and this is the Flawless Lip. It is a lip primer. Moisturize and hydrate the lips. Put it on my whole lip by mistake. It's just a clear gel, Vaseline-y feeling kind of lip primer. Because you want your lips to be in good condition. And then we're going to line the lips, and this is the Longwear lip liner in Barely There. One side has a brush and the other side has the pencil. I tend to fill in my whole lip with the pencil. Now the pencil will help keep the lipstick or lip color that you're using from bleeding into those little lines that surround our mouths. You can use the doe foot applicator. Mauve or Mauve. And there are two options in this particular planner. You have the lip gloss or you have the lip shimmer, which can also really give a lot of hydration to your mouth, which you can use with the brush. Now, none of these steps were hard. None of these steps were things anybody couldn't do. And I think that the final look is natural and pretty. The whole idea that everything's right there where you need it is wonderful. So I thank you, Trish, for coming up with this amazing idea and for empowering women. I think it's a fabulous concept. It's a company I definitely would want to support, and I'm so glad I discovered you. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles. So there you have it, the story of Trish McEvoy and a total tutorial using her products. I actually raced and did the other side after I finished that because I couldn't stand just having one side done, and it lasted all day. I'd have to say, you know, the shadows, they weren't necessarily shades I would have chosen, but they lasted all day, and I really liked especially the darker shades. I loved the setting finishing powder, and I thought the blush was very nice. And I think there were a few other items. I think the gel eyeliner was great. That lasted all day as well. And I love her tubing mascara, which I believe is a different one than the one I was using. But I love tubing mascara in general because when you take it off at night, they all come off like little spider legs and float away in the shower. So I highly recommend you check out Trish McEvoy products. They are sold everywhere online. You'll find them at the Trish McEvoy website. You'll find them on Amazon. You'll find them in nice department stores, and check them out. I've got the links below, and you'll love listening to her speak because she's just very empowering. She's a great motivational speaker, and she's a great person. So everybody have a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.